Hello, and welcome back to the Zorro Files. We've recently come to learn quite a bit of information. We found old text messages directly connecting Zorro to requesting the NSFW avatar. Um, we have found that um, at the time of the video recording, there was no NSFW. I have my suspicions, but I have nothing in concrete stating that the NSFW was put on by a minor. However, the issue here is not whether or not there was an NSFW toggle on there, but that it was requested. That's the problem. It was requested. And I believe the video ahead will prove that, as well as out of Glitch's mouth. We'll find out whether or not I, in fact, doxed him. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The first question, were you aware that the creator was a minor?
All right, so you are confirmed underage by under 18?
I am 15 years old. It says it in my bio.
I know.
In the video, you can see that she says that she's a minor and that it's in her bio. Zorro, did you ask this individual to make your Abby an SFW, or if she could?
Even though can I say this? I don't know if it would go anything, but whatever. But even though this one has asked and such, there is no safer work things because is there a because? I don't know if there's a because. But there is no safer work, any of that. There's no NSFW or any of that. You could tell because there's no pinkish around the areas or any.
Did you make threats against me and Kat? As you can see, the last threat is a death threat. Zorro, when you made it public to have it copied, did it change the update?
Yes, it updates the date. Make it public or not public.
How did you go about doing that? Like, how did you make it public?
Because I go through the website since it's uploaded to my account and I have the option to make it public like I showed in the photos.
Okay. So you are saying that you went to the VRChat website, choose avatars, and clicked make public, right?
Yes.
My question is, if it took a few hours, how close to the recording did you make it public?
As soon as like he asked to see the avatar.
So as soon as he needed to see it, that's when you updated it? So if what we are saying is true, that it takes a few hours, and yours was an anomaly that was instantaneous, that the update happened.
Yeah.
Where we can vouch that it took a few hours, but yours was immediate. Were you aware that Glitch was working on the Avi and planned on working the Avi?
I had no idea if he was working on it or not because he didn't say anything about it. That he was working on it even. We're gonna bust through this roadblock so we can get through. And I had no clue that he was teaching her to how to do the stuff you said he was teaching her.
So You are saying that you had no clue that he was going to work on the Abbey.
No, he was supposed to retexture it for me. That's the only thing I knew. I didn't know he was gonna add anything or not.
Predatory said he was gonna do something
Thigh highs. The thigh highs don't work.
with the ears.
Yeah, thigh highs don't work.
And
I'm
then
gonna
you
fix
got the
them.
regular
Fix
Nova
it,
Beast.
so-
It's kind of interesting that he didn't know that Glitch was going to work on it, but on an earlier video recorded, he did know that he was going to work on it.
Said he was supposed to fix the ears and the tail.
So at first, you just said that. At first, you had no clue that he was going to do anything on it, only textures. Now you're switching up and saying that he was going to work on the ears.
No, I said the only three things that he was supposed to do were the retexture, the ears, and the tail. He was supposed to fix where he would link the ears and tail to the original body parts.
You didn't mention the tail.
As well. He was supposed to retexture everything, including the new assets.
But you didn't mention the tail earlier. You didn't mention the tail earlier.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
I asked you if if Glitch was working on the Avi, has worked on the Avi, or planned on it. And you're like, no, I have no idea that he was going to do that. And now you know that he was going to work on the ears because I was telling people to watch the video.
He didn't tell me he was going to start on any of the work or anything of that.
So he says that he had no idea he was going to work on it. So why are you asking him if you updated his avatar or Sleepy did?
Because that's when remember when she had updated it, when she was trying to redo the textures for it?
Yes, but if you had no knowledge of Glitch working on it, then why did you ask if Sleepy or him did?
That's when Sleepy tried to do it before I changed my password.
So you're saying Glitch had a hand in it, in that avatar.
Mm-hmm.
So the date on this was 3/5, which means back at 3/5, you knew that Glitch was working on the Abbey. How did it go from you didn't know?
He never told me if he started or had done anything to it.
But the question was, did you know if he had worked on it, will be working on it, or is working on it? You said,
I had no clue. He never said anything about that. He never told me when he was going to start. He never told me if he started or nothing.
that wasn't the question. The question was, did you know whether or not he worked on it? Or that he was going to? And you said no. And then I revealed the video.
I told him, I asked if he could link the ears and tail to the original body parts and then retexture everything. Like fix the messed up textures.
So
All that I asked.
you're saying that he did work on it. If I go back to my stuff,
I have no clue if he made any changes to it or not. Because the ears would have been completely different color. Same with the tail.
but you knew that he was going to work on it. Why, when I originally asked the question, you had no clue if he was going to work on it? The moment I mentioned the video is the moment you were like, oh, he's going to work on the ears. The moment I point the exact time.
Started any work on it or not?
But that's not the question I asked. I was very clear on that.
Sorry.
So your message on 3/5 asking him if he did update it leads me to believe that You knew he was working on it.
I can personally pull up Glitch's Gumroad, where the ears should be, but they are not there.
He gets his stuff up VR models. Zorro says Glitch will be working on the ears.
Because at that point in time, I was with Glitch. He did say he will be, but he never got around to it.
Did Zorro request a miner to make his avatar an SFW? The video confirms it, as well as Zorro did, which was my whole point. Not that there was an NSFW toggle on it, that she was requested. If her age is in her bio, he has no excuse. Why did you not ask the person if they were an adult prior to asking for NSFW? That's something you ask for. Wouldn't you think to ask the age prior to asking for pornographic stuff? Regardless of how soft you want to call it, it is a pornographic avatar. Were you planning on making that avatar or working on the avatar?
I was planning on finishing the textures so I could do my own thing with them.
So only the textures.
I don't make NSFWs.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Not what I'm asking. I'm asking. Okay, so you had no plan other than the textures.
Yep, my plan was to do the textures. I would have given them the textures because they wouldn't have been mine to keep. They were his.
Okay, so you weren't planning on doing any other asset or any other aspect of the avatar, just the textures?
Just the textures.
Enforcer, do you want to ask him some questions?
Okay, so from previous looks at your Unity and knowing some personal stuff that happened, you were not planning on working on Zora's avatar entirely after the incident with Moon.
I was
You're
not.
going
I was planning on making the textures and doing either Warhammer stuff, or if they asked, I would have done a casual outfit for the avatar. That was what I was planning. That was all I was planning.
So no ears.
He slipped in and asked me if I would be willing to do one, and I said maybe, but not yet.
So no ears, right?
What?
So you didn't plan on working on the ears?
I said that it would be easy to fix the ears and that I could tell them how to fix them easily.
Then what is with Zorro saying that you planned on working the ears?
If I were to work the ears, again, it would have been for the Warhammer avatar.
I wasn't saying that. I was saying for Zorro's avatar. He says that you planned on working on its ears.
I was not planning on working on that one's ears. I was planning on working the ears for my one, what they would need to fix the ears on that one if they asked.
So you're saying that Zorro's lying. So you're saying Zorro's lying when he said you planned on working on the ears.
He's not lying, he's just not telling you the full part of it.
For his avatar. And if you look in the video, he references his own avatar, the current one, because he even moved his hand through the ear to indicate it.
If I were to work on the ears, it would have been for my own avatar, and I would have sent them what they would need to fix that one if they asked, like I stated.
So either Zorro is lying or Glitch is lying.
I can't lie.
So you're saying I doxed you, right?
Essentially, yes.
So you're saying Ethan is your name, right?
That is part of my name, and on that wasn't real, luckily. Was because my name had gotten changed a while back, so that was just the name of something else that I was still using.
How if I have inaccurate information? How did I dox you? It's because I didn't dox you. It's because you told my friend you were going to stop him and told him where you worked. And then he told me because he was scared that you were going to pursue him if he didn't give you sex. You work at a printing company, not a doc company?
I do not work at a printing company. I work at a painting company.
Painting company. But you don't work at the docks?
We do work for the dock and military bases and a bunch of other things.
Do you get all of your models from Gumroad?
Yep. That I use at least.
That and he also gets models from another website,
Yeah,
Sketchfab.
Jinxie. Oh, Sketchfab and Jinxie as well. Yeah.
But you also, Enforcer, you also said he was downloading stuff of VR models.
That was at the beginning of my career. I recently stopped doing that at the beginning of this year.
Do you understand that VR Models is a Avatar Ripper website, correct?
I am aware of what it is, yes.
And you know VRChat are doing things about Avatar ripping. They can get
Yes,
your account
I'm
banned.
aware. That is why I had stopped at that time.
A glitch.
Yeah.
Are you or are you not aware that Zorro requested the miner for NSFW toggles?
I am fully aware of this, yes.
Okay. Did you know that it was a miner at the time?
Yes, I was aware of that.
And you didn't think to speak up about it?
It was none of my business. I didn't care.
That's concerning.
I sit
And-
here, I mind my damn business as to avoid drama like this. But
And
unfortunately,
the miner did
people love to drag
disagree.
me in.
But the sheer fact that was requested is the issue.
Yes. The miner did disagree and sent them to Glitch.
And I said also no, because I didn't really want to do NSFW stuff as I was not good at it. Still fucking terrible at it.
Were you aware that Zorro's avatar is made with ripped assets?
That much was obvious to me.
And you didn't think to say anything about that? And Glitch, were you teaching the miner how to do avatars?
I had stopped teaching them a while ago.
But you were teaching them.
Yeah,